Just sit back, relax, and make sure you're not playing this video in the TV in your living room. Retrou, do it for Gaijin Hunter. Come on. Maybe he can comment on the video. Ooh.
Baby,
Yeah, go.
Look at him.
Go.
I already did like 50 times. Please.
Welcome to the Pewpew podcast, where friends just gather and chill and pew the night away. Warning, things that we might say in the podcast might not be in agreement with the majority. We might seem like elitists, know-it-alls, but trust me, we're not. We're chill, we're nice, we just lack a little bit of common sense sometimes, and not a master of the art of self-control. Just sit back, relax, and make sure you're not playing this video in the TV in your living room. Thank me later. So, can you introduce our guest right now, Deva? You're going to be my co-host from now on, Deva.
Well, I didn't know that's going to happen, but okay.
Introduce him.
This is difficult. Okay. No, you introduce.
Just go.
You
Whatever flows in your mind, just let it. I just made our alibi. We can say something stupid. It's fine. Come on, just say it. Just say it. Go introduce Retrou.
Okay.
This little person right here without any camera. And both of us have a camera, and he doesn't have a camera. The nerve.
I'm hiding, man.
But,
Right.
He's hiding. He's hiding of the government.
Next stream.
What?
Next stream.
Retrou, do you know what Batagasm is?
Don't do it.
You know what Batagasm is? Can you try to copy it? Because Deva didn't copy it. Can you copy it? Can you copy it? That's not Batagasm. That's you.
See, where that's born from is actually because we play casually sometimes together. And I think the first time he ever saw, I think we were actually doing a run, which was Kushala, you with HVG, me with Hammer, right? And the first time we ever did it was, or the first time I ever did it that you heard it, Kushala is a headlock, right? So you try and time your combo so that you hit Kushala's head the moment she's done with her uninterruptible animation. And when you're swinging a heavy weapon, you're hoping she doesn't move. So as I'm doing that attack, I go, please, because we've been doing it for fucking 12 hours, right?
Are
and
you
just
sure you were doing
nonstop.
Hammer that time? Was he doing Hammer?
I actually still have the clip. I never uploaded it, but I still have it. We did
We were
I did
doing
Hammer.
HBG, so you were doing Hammer at the
No,
face.
You're
and
thinking
then
about You're thinking about the time with Sibel. You're thinking about with Sibel. I think me, Deva, you, Sib, and we were shooting the tail. But you and me did a duo. I actually still have it. I'll send it to you.
He's probably playing Hammer. I don't think he's capable of playing other weapons. It's like bong. It's like
Right.
hits brain capacity.
It's getting out there. It's getting out there, man. Deva's getting there.
Talks about
Deva's
brain
getting to the peak.
capacity and owes me an introduction still.
Okay.
It owes me an introduction. Right.
Go wing it, Deva. You want me to hype it up again?
Yeah, hype it up, man.
Okay.
No. It's fine.
What?
Hype it up. Come on.
Hype it up.
Hype it up.
Okay. All right. So, guys, welcome to the Pewpew podcast. Take 2.
Here we go.
So here's my co-host Deva, who's going to introduce our very, very special guest, Retrou, the origin of my subscribe. What do you call that? A subscribe call out? The legendary, please, that even baited Gaijin Hunter to even get me to the podcast. Gaijin Hunter loves that shit, man. He loves it. Do it live.
Oh,
well, that was
Retrou.
me.
Do it.
Wait, did Retrou do it? Oh.
Yeah. Retrou, do it for Gaijin Hunter. Come on. Maybe he can comment on the video. Ooh.
Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah,
Look
go.
at him.
Look
at him.
Go.
I already did like 50 times.
No, say it with emotion for Gaijin. Come on.
Well, okay, let me picture about to die to like Devil G Nerd. He's about to smash me, right? And you start begging for your life instinctively because that's what it is, right?
There you go.
So, please.
There we go.
Perfect.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
The floor is yours, Deva. Come on, give the.
So, but I did a little bit of introduction already, but today we have again a very special guest, which is Retrou. He is a really good speedrunner, if not one of the best. Probably not a lot of you don't know him because he doesn't have a lot of subscribers. He doesn't have a lot of traffic on his channel, but regardless, his runs are top tier. He's a main Hammer player, right, Retrou? You play the bonk
Right.
weapon where you have to just hold down R2. That's it.
That's right.
And yeah,
I
think
feel
so.
hurt there
I think
because I'm the person who just keeps on tapping R2, and he's the one holding
No.
R2.
No.
No,
Bogans have ammo management. You have to go back and forth.
See, look at both of these gunners. Don't know that the actual button you push for hammer is circle. Look at them. Right.
It's the same.
Anyway.
Circle, triangle.
Yeah, it's the same. Right. Well, anyway, yeah. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Tell us something about yourself, Retrou. How old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
28.
I'm 28 years old.
I feel so old.
Right.
I'm the oldest one here, out of the three.
Wait, aren't you also? No, you're 32. Wait.
What do you mean? I'm 32. What?
How
Batas
old
are
are
his
you?
30s.
I'm 30. Yeah.
30. Yeah, it's
No,
the same,
not on my
32,
30s, man. I'm 30. Please don't add more
No,
numbers
it's
there.
over. Your life is
I'm
basically
still in the
over.
goddamn calendar, man. Damn.
Behind him is his wheelchair. When he gets up from that chair, he moves over to his wheelchair. Right.
Don't let the face fool you. It's an Asian thing. Ooh.
Oh, what you drinking there, Bada?
It's you're gonna get mad at me for this. Actually, I have two reasons for you as a German to get mad, because I'm drinking beer with ice. That's like a sin for you guys, right? But no,
Why
it's
are
For everyone.
because it's
all
not
over the
cold,
world.
man. Would you drink beer that's not cold?
No, that tastes like piss. Where did you store your beer to not be cold? Do you have no fridge in Philippines or something?
No, we have a fridge.
Oh,
We have a fridge. It's just out. Well, yeah, it's just displayed there because
Ice,
Actually, yeah,
man. You
why
buy
didn't
ice
I
and
put
put
there?
it in like a bucket.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the second reason for you to get mad at me is because this is light beer. Beer with
Oh.
less calories. But it's
Nice.
5%
Nice, man.
alcohol. Yeah.
you don't want to get.
See, when you
drinking
get up
beer.
in age, right? When you get up in age, you,
You
have
gotta
to
care about
watch
the
what you eat.
calories. Yeah.
Right.
Gotta care about that. The metabolism is shit now. Yeah. Especially when if ever we're gonna do runs like before, if ever MH6 comes in, I'm gonna be obese, man. If ever we do sit for hours like that, damn, man. I might end
Jesus,
up
yeah.
having a heart attack.
Asians cannot be obese, man. Don't like.
What do you mean? We have a lot of obese
Unless they
Asians.
try really hard. Yeah, well, but
Do you
you have to
actually?
try like.
Well, actually, you do make sense, because when I went to like to Taiwan, to what else, Hong Kong, I rarely see fat people. Rarely, I rarely.
Yeah, it's
rarely
not
see.
common. I live in the States, so people are like pulling each other in with their gravitational force. It's like when people are walking down the street, you know? That's the most, like when you see someone that looks good, that's what's not common. You go, oh wow, this
So
human's
it's not like the
about to die."
Hollywood movies. I expected, like, you know,
Right.
Florida. When you get there to the beach, everyone is sizzling hot. You know, because
Whoa,
they're
whoa,
not
whoa,
afraid
whoa,
to show
yeah,
some
yeah.
skin.
If you go to like Broward County, actually, like I lived in Florida for a bit, and I've got like some family and friends down there. And yeah, if you go to
There
like
are hot people there, like a lot. Like
yeah, and you
Baywatch
can go to
stuff.
like Boca Raton Beach is like you have and there's calisthenics bars, so you've got people that are doing
you-
exercise. Calisthenics.
Did you hear that Mexican accent?
Yeah, I heard that.
Boca Raton?
Boca
How did he say it?
Raton.
How did you
Right.
say it, Deva?
Right.
Boca Raton?
Ooh,
There
Boca
you go.
Raton.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds
Right.
like French when it's
Right.
Wait, don't they have people like the women there are liberated as well in Germany, right, Deva? Like, don't you
But
have
this-
naked beaches there?
Liberated.
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah.
a really big trend. Not trend, it's just normal. It's called FKK.
Well, so what? It's just
What is it?
they're just there naked, nude.
Yeah, you're actually yeah, nudist.
The nude beach.
Like
Okay.
you're
Dang.
allowed. Like there's places where you're legally allowed to be
Uh-huh.
naked, and it's very popular in Germany. There's a bunch of people doing it. Mostly it's older people, so it's not the really good side, you know. Like
I
you
see.
will rarely see younger
Uh-huh.
people doing it. It's mostly like 50s and 60s, 40s.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to
it's-
reignite
But
some excitement.
how do those areas look? Like, for example, the lifeguard there. Is the lifeguard also naked or no? They're
Like
clothed.
Baywatch.
No, it's
Yeah,
not
I
really
don't know.
beaches. We don't have beaches in Germany. Germany is like, in the middle of Europe. There is no sea around.
Right,
so
that's
there is
true. So there's
So
no
wait a
beach. So
minute.
you guys just like go to like
They're just
like a
naked
convention
out in the
center?
place.
Right.
You know?
lakes. No, there's usually like parks, lakes, like a
okay.
huge lake with a lot of grass fields and trees, and
Ooh.
people
Right.
put their towels there or they camping shit, and they just get naked.
Ooh.
That's good. That's
So
good.
I'm assuming you guys have like drone rules in Germany. You can't fly drones in those areas for sure.
I don't know about that.
It's like
Maybe.
invasion of privacy. Well,
I
anyway,
mean,
yeah.
technically you're public, so it's not privacy, right? You're by your own choice out there. I assume so. So I don't think filming in public is uh illegal or something, right?
You know, I never expected a Monster Hunt podcast to talk about old people in their 60s that are naked walking around everywhere.
Because it just went there, man. I actually want to segue the topic to Deva mentioned earlier that your runs. You're a great hammer runner, but then you don't
Thanks,
really
man.
get that much views. The algorithm is not kind to you. That actually
Well,
upsets
well,
me, right?
Not
Right.
red arrows in the thumbnail.
Well, it's not just that. I understand. I think I understand it pretty well. And I was actually having a conversation with someone else, a pretty big guy in the community. I'm not going to say who it is, and he explained it to me. And it makes sense because like what happens is, so I do full locks, right? Like I'll lock a monster and I can do them with pretty much any weapon in the game. But that's not dynamic. So like there's one thing that's like running for time for a competitive in nature where you're trying to like maybe inspire someone else to do the same and try and beat you and find a different strategy and get the fastest time possible, right? And then there's running for views. And I think there is a big difference. Like there's a difference between running for views when you get that dynamic gameplay where you know you react correctly to the monster's attacks and its movements, and you move accordingly and you do everything correctly under those circumstances, right? What I try to do is create a scenario where I don't allow the monster to move, and that's possible to do both TA and freestyle, but people just don't gravitate to that, and the algorithm shows it, right? Because it doesn't recommend the video.
Yeah, I mean, usually the most casual fan base wants to see a video titled "How strong is this?" or you know something unique. Like they don't really look at time. For example, when the fish dual blades came out, I made a video called "How strong are four fishes?" and you know that's something that attract people. And even though it's like not a speedrun technically, because speedrun is about being optimal and using the most optimal stuff and shit like that, it still attracts people. And it's seen as a speedrun, but that's what usually gets more views. For speedruns, like for actual speedruns to get views, at the moment it's a little bit too late. But if it wasn't, you have to have like really something unique, like special, as in a game-breaking time that people didn't think of possible, or in your strategy.
Like for example, Morales when he soloed KT. Remember that back in Base World?
Yeah.
I remember his video topped 100K in like a day or two, and that's just because he did exactly what you said. It's like broke the game.
Because the timing.
He broke the game. He did what the entire community thought was impossible to do. He did it. So what happens is, so like me, in the same sense, I could actually be super boring in this podcast now because I've actually written about it and started to write about it, and I wanted to make it public, which is like talking about physical limit. Remember, Deva, I was telling you about the physical limit in runs. Right. Physical. So those are concepts. So like, how long does it take you to run to the monster? 30 seconds, right? As an example, irrelevant on which quest you're talking about, you have to get to the monster. So that's a physical limit as far as you have to run, and it takes time to get there. So that can't be any quicker, right? And then if you imagine the monster being the training pole and you just do optimal combo after optimal combo after optimal combo, the weapon has a physical limit in regards to the amount of damage it can deal per second, DPS. Right now, then you have other aspects in this dynamic, and they involve the monster's physical limits when applied to you. So for example, the monster's going to roar, and if you don't have earplugs, you have to roll it. Or you know what I mean? So like those, and after you do a combo, you have to roll out of that combo to go back into it for heavy weapons. So theoretically speaking, you could say, okay, if the pole is 30 seconds away from me and I take a minute to deal 20,000 DPS, then the run is a minute 30 in its physical limit. So now I have to try and recreate this physical limit with the monster. So when you get a run that's a minute 40, you go, okay, well, this is 10 seconds off the physical limit. And it's as optimal as it can be, or
so
close to it.
This is like a type of mindset. What type of mindset?
Well, it's not mindset. It's a game, right? It's a game, and all games have parameters, and you have to play between them, right? And try and optimize with the tools that are available to you. And then, of course, we get into the whole TA wiki versus freestyle debate, and that's another topic completely, which I'm sure we'll get into at some point. But this is what I'm saying is this is boring. People don't care about this. They don't want to know. They just want to see a cool hunt.
That's not true.
No, but wait, Deva. No, I have I have a supporting agreement there, man. See, you were talking about earlier about doing something really unique, like something never done, and it has to be unique. The timing should be perfect too, because if you do something unique now, when Iceborne is like the game of the past, although it is better than Rise, people getting butthurt now in the comments. I can see that. I can see you typing. I can see you typing. Okay. Anyway, there is this dude. There's this Charge Blade video. I don't know if you've come across it. You know what he did? It's just a Charge Blade video.
Did it?
Not even recorded not even recorded properly. You know, one of those videos wherein they get recorded, you see that it's not really high quality. Like you see the lighting kind of effed up, or I don't know.
Maybe they recorded with their phone or something.
Or something. Well, not really the phone, but maybe it's like I don't know, maybe their computer was not up to the task or something. But long story short, what he did was he was just fighting a Rajang, Furious Rajang, the one in the temperate Furious Rajang, the one that you get for more gems, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Mew is thy destroyer, I think.
Yeah. What he did is just guard point the hell out of that stuff. It's not even a full run, and just topped over anime background music. I don't know if he monetized it, but the thing is, you know how many views it got?
Yeah. This is like it's
250K, man, and it's recent. It's recent.
Yeah, those are the guys who named their videos how it feels to play Charge Blade.
Like
now I mastered Charge Blade.
Exactly. Right. Now,
I don't.
Yeah, you were saying?
Like, I personally don't like this as a because I don't support this for the main reason that this is tricking the viewers. They don't do it of purpose, of course. They're just doing their grind set, but what they do in their videos absolutely takes no effort, and you learn that in like 1 hour or 2 hours. And for me to do something like this and then get people into thinking, oh, you're the best, and look what this guy, how is he guard pointing this monster so good, is kind of disrespectful for the people who really put effort. I'll make an example for now, speedruns. I know you all don't like speedrunners, but that's it. Like, those guys will do this during the whole hunt on one run, not cut together like guard points. Like, guard points and stuff like that happen like every hunt like 20 times, you know? And there is like miles, there is huge like skill levels between what that video is and an actual run.
I know. I completely agree. Like, that guy was just playing casually and then just cut out the pieces wherein it perfectly guard pointed the Rajang. And then the person here who grinded hours and hours every single day of the week for a great run, for a world record run, gets like 900 views. I know how it feels. It's crap. But I think we need a shift in the mindset here. Maybe it's not... maybe it's the runner's fault after all.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You guys remember that when people started getting angry because we're not naming our speedruns the way speedruns are supposed to be named? Like, you're supposed to put their PC. You're supposed to put their like those little parentheses that this is the time, this is the millisecond. But the thing is, the algorithm wouldn't say that, hey, this is an interesting title. No, but
I mean,
I feel like people like seeing godly runs. Like what you're saying, that, they love seeing perfection. It's just that it fell on the speedruns speedrunners' mistake to name their video. They just named their video wrong.
Yeah,
I guess
it's a fake pride. Like
Yeah.
people think they will lose
Right,
their
it's true.
dignity if they do that. But honestly, like if you put so much effort in a run, like hundreds and hundreds of hours,
yeah.
there is nothing wrong with like advertising it as good as you want, right?
Well, you know, I've always had that struggle.
Exactly.
I've always had that struggle, and I'll be really honest about why I haven't done that. Well, you know what it is? It's the struggle is there's a handful of people, more than a handful of people. Really, a lot of the veterans of the game, the people that I started watching, right? And originally, when I started doing runs, what the thought was that I said, okay, so do I promote? Do I title these things in a certain way to get views, or do I risk losing the respect of some of these people? And it's funny because I never did it. I never advertised, and I never gained their respect.
Yeah, exactly. I was about just like what
you know what I mean? And well, nothing. And not only did I not gain their respect, I gained animosity and negative comments. Like I had people go to my videos and say, for non-TA, this is pretty good. Like, what does that even mean? And what happens as well is that, and then when you flip the tortilla, right? Because I'm Mexican, so I like tortillas. If you flip it, on the other side, you see freestyle players praising TA, and that's super common. That's super common. But yeah. If you like title, I would be really happy if I got 5,000 views on a run that takes me 100 hours to do, between 1,000 and 1,500 resets. Because I'm also farming for AI. They look like full locks, but they're pseudo locks where, you do something and hope the monster behaves favorably. And if he doesn't, you just reset. And that takes, 100 hours to do.
The way you said it sounds easy. Like you're not really like want the monster to only behave like that. That's part of the run, but it's not only that. Like
right. Well,
what you say now, you made it sound like you're just playing the game, and if the monster does that, you got the run, which is. It's mostly like 2 or 3 AI instances, if not less.
Right.
So.
True. Right. And in some cases there aren't any. Right. There aren't any AI instances you have to farm for in freestyle. If you can find the correct sequence, that's doable. But not every weapon can. Like longsword is limited, right? Gun lance is limited. Lance is limited, and they need tools in order to do that. So impact mantle and things like that, because they lack the DPS and they lack the crowd control. They don't innately have KO, and they don't have the damage to control via staggers and flinches, because damage is a form of CC, right? It's a form of crowd control.
Which makes it even harder to actually achieve that godly run, right?
Right, and heroics gives them that additional toolkit, that additional tool to their kit.
Damage CC, heroics, basically.
Damage CC, right, and it allows them to do that kind of thing. But yeah, man, people don't want to see that. People want content. They want to be entertained, right? That's
what
it.
Do you mean, Retrou? Yeah. Well, going back.
I mean, look at it. That dude mastered Charge Blade for moments like those, and he has 100,000 views in that video. And then you look at a run from a dude that's a master with Charge Blade, and he's mastered not only that,
master with Charge Blade.
Right, and not just mastered the weapon, but mastered that matchup. Right, because every monster is a bit different.
Yeah,
so,
it's a bit different.
And that's actually where I think TA and freestyle are a bit different, right? Because every factor in TA is present in freestyle.
Of course,
depending on.
TA is like the basic you need for freestyle. Like TA Wiki is literally like included in freestyle. Like. I had a conversation with a guy, and he was like asking me, "Oh, did you know if you stay there, the monster will do this attack?" And those, they think we don't know that because we do freestyle, but that's literally like the basic main concept. Like it's like 10%.
There's actually a saying, right? Like if you can make something look easy, you've done your job, or you've done it right. And I think if that happens, it's good. But and then you choose. Like I did Gold Wraith in freestyle, and then I farmed for insta flip. If I don't get insta flip, I reset. Now he also does the jump back, 2 fireballs and 1 flip. I know how to manipulate that AI. Garuga has a similar AI. I can take that and add the additional 20 seconds, 15 seconds to the run, or farm for optimal AI. So that's an AI instance where you would farm freestyle, but that doesn't mean I don't know the run. Before I do a run, I go and I get consistent TA clears, not speed running clears, just clears with TA. And I learn the monster and I learn its mechanics and I learn how to manipulate its AI. And after I do that, I bring what I've learned, those concepts, how to manipulate its AI, and I grab those elements and mix in freestyle elements and see how I can exploit the monster's AI, the mechanics that it has, and bring in the tools that I have as a player, like evasion, mantle, impact, to increase and maximize my DPS through exploiting the monster's mechanic, because every monster is different. And then what happens is freestyle mechanics are the same across the board. So like monsters, like 90% of monsters react the same to flash pods, to screamer pods, purple map, white map, red map. All these elements, all these things that aren't present necessarily in TA, right?
So wait. Just to for the people that are listening that are not speedrunning, for you guys to actually follow the conversation here, correct me if I'm wrong, Deva and Retrou. Here's my understanding. See, there's this way of thinking that freestyle and TA. So there's TA and there's freestyle. Freestyle allows what? Mantles, traps,
basically everything.
Items, basically everything. And TA,
playing the game normally as it should be played, basically.
Okay, so everything that the game gives you, you can use it. But TA restricts you from doing all those things, right?
Well, TA, you can't use Palico, you can't use mantles.
It's just you and your weapon, basically.
Okay,
like,
so it's gonna be just you and
there's certain skills you can't use. Like
you can't also do fortify. You can also do heroics, right? You can't bring your Palico.
You can't like use slingers and things.
It's
like that.
basically like hanging creativity there and skill there, and what remains is AI farming.
Okay, so
but wait, Retrou. I do have to say.
So what we're talking about here is there's this stigma of people like thinking that freestyle is damn easy. Like freestyle, you just slap on your Rocksteady, slap on your temporal, and just go unga bunga and get a decent time.
That's true in a sense.
But that's
true. But if you go for optimal and world
Diablo's
record,
Charge Blade.
Yeah. But Diablo's Charge Blade.
You'll see ICB with Rocksteady and Health Booster. It's brain dead. It's
but that's a decent run, but not the optimal run, not the world record freestyle run. So but if you're gonna go like ultra try hard, like to be the top freestyle runner, it would contain more experiments than that, more AI farming, more knowledge about mechanics, even more than what the TA runner is doing, right?
Yeah,
well, I mean, okay. That is true. But who cares? Who cares? I love TA.
Yes.
Like the first person I ever watched was Hybris. Hybris was hammered TA. Hybris. And I remember thinking, the first thing I thought was, I'm gonna do a run and I'm gonna have this guy comment on my video and praise me. Right? Mm-hmm. I never achieved it ever. I never got him to do that. I did get him to follow me on Twitter, and I followed him back right away like a fanboy. Right. Mm-hmm. He is incredibly skilled in TA, and there's 100% skill is needed for TA, especially on monsters that you can't lock, even in freestyle. So particularly Behemoth, not talking about guns, right? Because guns can obliterate everything in 2 seconds. But
wait a sec, Retrou, hold that thought. I gotta switch headsets. Wait a sec. Pause. Right. Don't speak.
I mean, don't speak.
Don't speak.
You got that.
Monkey noises.
Yeah, man.
Right.
I'm sure he's gonna cut that out.
Who knows?
I'm serious, man. These headsets, they were endorsed that they can handle like 8 hours like battery life or whatever that
endorsements.
Shit is.
Imagine having battery charged.
It feels like it's just 2 hours, dude. 2 hours and it dies. This is fake advertisements. But yeah. Anyway, go. What you were saying earlier.
That's it. I mean, if you're not doing heroics freestyle on a monster that's not lockable, so most of the elders are pretty much lockable. But we're talking ATs, right? So AT Velk, even in back in base world, AT Teostra, Luna. Kulturoth, Fatalis, which Fatalis is basically one big script with smoke bombs. That's a mistake. I don't think that should exist. It's horrible. But when you're talking about monsters like those that can't be locked, even in freestyle, of course, then what you have is TA, but with mantles, which is, Rocksteady to avoid hitboxes or evasion mantle for boost, or heroics, which is heroics is the only real difference when it comes to that. But we were actually just talking about this earlier, right? Like this person has, I'm not going to say who, but he has like sub 5:30 AT Velp. And like they use this word sub 5:30 AT Velp. Like the fastest run for that same weapon is 4:23, I think. So like you're talking about a minute slower within the same rule set freestyle, and you call it sub 5. Like sub in my mind is supposed to signify an achievement, an accomplishment in regards to completion time, right? So if the best time right now is 4:23, then you can put sub 4:20 because you've bested the current time. So that's, I think, from TA, the argument is made a lot that brain dead runs exist, and they do, man. And I don't even really think it matters.
But they're not
Everyone can play
optimal.
how they want.
That's why you should not take an example of non-optimal runs.
Right. Well, I do agree
it's like saying heavy bowgun is faster. It can kill monsters under 2 minutes. Of course it can't. But this doesn't mean in a speedrun it's brain dead, because it's not optimal to kill it in 1:59, but it's optimal to kill it in 1:10, which requires
go beat one of your runs. Go beat one of Sibel's runs. Go beat one of Relial's runs. Like you can't. You have to spend time, and the moment someone tries to do that, they realize, what really goes into it. Go try and beat Crafter Bow.
You can't.
You can't.
Oh yeah, it's hard.
Because the dude is a robot, right? And you'd have to spend 100 hours or more on that one matchup, on that one monster to start to scratch the ceiling where that dude is at. And that's just what happens. You won't reach him. You just won't reach him. The dude's he's a bot. He's a test bot.
Yeah, I keep on thinking they have some magic thing happening there. They might be coding something here. Like they might have coded the monster or something. When you're trying to run yourself, because
Well, they're Asians. You never know, man. But
what do you mean they're Asians? You'll never know. I'm an Asian and I never know. What do you mean, Deva?
I'm just kidding, man. You know me. I'm just.
But but did I get it right there? Did I get the gist there?
Well, I love watching TA, and I think most of us do secretly, but pride gets in the way and people fight.
I know,
which is stupid.
I just don't get why pride gets in the way. I mean, whatever.
It's stupid. It's stupid, man.
Whatever happened to doing speed runs? I think I even found a Twitter post like that. I do speed runs because I'm competing with myself. Well, clearly the comments don't actually reveal that people are competing with themselves. They're competing with other people. It's weird. It's weird that. Shouldn't you be praising for someone getting a faster time than you? Like, for example, let's just say someone beat your run. Shouldn't you be going to that video and say, oh, that's a nice trick, I'll try it. Then you beat his run. Then it's going to be like a handshake. Hey, thank you for that thing that you did in your run that I beat you. That thing doesn't exist.
It doesn't, actually, and I wish it did.
I love that. I love that too, but it doesn't exist.
It should exist like that, right? I mean, maybe it existed a while back. Right? I mean, that's how the speedrunning community happened, right? Would it be like...
used to be, but there was a handful of dudes. Like, it was 7 people. There were 7, 8, 9, 10 people running from, like the older games, in the West, at least, as far as the West is concerned. There weren't many runners. The games weren't mainstream, and they were small. And a lot of those runners are still around now, right? But So, I mean, think about it. Like, you play a game for 8 years, and then you have this new game that goes mainstream, and you get a new influx of players, and those players start getting more views, start getting more followers, start getting faster times. You're going to cope. You're going to cope.
I feel, right? I feel that, this stigma against speedrunners is actually the doing of the first speedrunners, because they're getting toxic when newcomers go in, right?
Yeah,
that's
right.
It shouldn't be like, if ever, you should want it to be a bigger scene, right?
Yeah, that's what I want. And the craziest thing as well is that you're getting toxicity from someone that you looked up to. Well, not looked up to them because you don't know them personally, but you get what I'm saying. In a game sense, like you saw a video they did and said, "Holy shit, this guy's really good. I want to be like him in the game. Like I want to play like him. I want to do what he does." And then you go and do it, and you get hate. You know, so it sucks. But then you have a few people that never get involved, like Aki and Kanta. Aki and Kanta never participate in any drama. You know, they're really laid back. They stay back in the shadows, do their thing, kick ass, and they don't participate in the bullshit.
And I think that's how it should be. Like that is
how it should be.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
That's how it should be. 100%. 100%. That's how it should be.
I mean, if ever there's like a dash of jealousy there, I'm like with my jealousy, I'm up front. Like I'm up front with Deva. It's the second time I mention it. Like for example, if he gets more views, if he gets views, I say it. Okay, I just say it. Yeah, I just say it out loud. But I still run with the guy. And
you'll see Monsanto 6.
Yeah. See,
I'll make
no HBG. No.
I literally like do no melee, only bowguns first.
I'm gonna master the art of clickbait. You won't be able to do that.
I teach you how to do it, man.
Yeah. Actually, he was the one who taught me. And
I'm just kidding. Probably haven't.
Going back to our topic a while back here in this podcast, we were talking about these insecurities that we have when we do runs, when we do content on YouTube, to title our content, like to market our content. That's that's basically one of the walls that I myself even encountered while being on YouTube. Like for example, you do a run. You're scared to put in your run its world record. I mean, but you have to do it for algorithm.
God, dude. Like if it's world record, it's world record. Like what do you want? If you want, beat it so I can remove the title. Like holy shit.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, they don't even beat it at the end. I stopped using it just for the sake of, people not having people behind me. Use world record titles. You can't do that. That's not allowed. Literally every other speedrunning community use world records. Monsanto is that one community that has to do everything special in their own way, in their own little whatever.
Well, no, it goes back to what we were just saying, because you have a handful of people that are the ones that have been in the community, have a hold of the fan base that exists, of the people that watch those runs, like not runners, right? You have a handful of people and they don't agree with it. And they haven't been doing it for years. They put 1 second, millisecond, the time. So when you come in and do something different, whether or not it makes sense for the algorithm, it doesn't make sense according to what they've been doing. You're breaking the mold. You're doing something different. And you're always going to find resistance whenever you do that in anywhere. In anything that you do.
It's because they're experiencing this influx of new people, I think. Is that your point, Retrou? That's like
right.
And the ones that are that are being toxic are actually the ones who are in the circle in the first place.
Well, I don't.
Not the newcomers.
Right, right, and then it's also true that you have people that use world record titles on runs that aren't relevant. So they'll go, okay, I'm gonna grab longsword and I'm gonna go do Uragan, and no one's done Uragan. Uragan's a low tier monster that's easy comparatively to Arc Tempered or something like that, right? So they'll go and they say, okay, nobody's done this monster. No one. So they'll get a really sloppy or decent-ish clear
world record
and name it world record. Right.
I mean, it's a shit run, but it's a world record, right?
But it's a world record. I think that's what they're referring to. I don't know at this point. I don't know. But see, maybe I'm falling into the same thing they are, because I'm sure I fall into my, like, what I say not everyone agrees with, and I fall into my own set of controversial topics or stances or whatever. But I don't like that. I think if you go for a run, you should try and do two things: make it as good and as clean as you can, and two, try and choose an area where there is competition already, which is why I got into Hammer, because aerial Hammer was the biggest thing. And even with Deva, like I remember telling him, like, Hammer can do this. And everyone would use aerial Hammer as the comparison point, where they would say, okay, well, Hammer got 2 minutes and 30, so it's impossible to go any lower with ground Hammer. That's top DPS Hammer. So I went in and changed the way that people saw Hammer. At least the people that watch speedruns and are involved in the community, right? So I did what I'm saying people should do: is go pick an area where you can improve and go improve it. Don't pick some area where there's nothing happening, and so just so you can get a gold medal on a website and post world record in the title.
Exactly.
You know?
And what pains me is these types of efforts go unnoticed, and they're actually going unnoticed because you guys are like holding to these beliefs that you have to name it properly, you have to abide by the rules. The thing is, if ever we're gonna change the stigma for people to actually like speed runs, for people to actually think that 49-minute hunts are not fun, and speed running is actually
What do you mean it's not fun?
No,
You're-
because I'm referring to people like they're saying. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but yeah, they're saying that just play the way you want in Monster Hunter. Is that good or bad?
That's fair though. That's fair, dude. I
and
mean,
they're judging you for playing
How-
like the game fast.
How
Like,
can it be?
Right.
No, but
Right.
how can it be fair, Retro? I mean, the game actually tells you how to play it, what the combos to do, what to do, and there are mechanics
But
in the game.
If I'm just a dude that has 3 kids and a wife, and I just want to get home and game after work, and I just want to sit down and turn my brain off and go like do something against the monster, that's totally fair, dude. Or if I'm 12 and sitting in mom's basement
But the
playing
thing is,
games, that's also fair.
You won't be able to do anything to the monster if you're just gonna be like that. You're gonna end up like your ass is always on the floor.
Right.
I mean, if you're gonna blow off,
that's
if you're gonna blow off steam, like if ever I have your skill with the hammer. Now, if I have a stressful day, like my boss yelled at me, then I go home and I see a fucking a goddamn Kushala, I'm gonna headlock that shit, and I'm blowing off some steam. But if I didn't know about the Kushala headlock, I'll be just there. What the hell am I doing? This game is not giving me the break I deserve. I'm just getting blown all over the place. You know?
Well, that's how I like to play. I like to play and feel like I'm a robot, like I'm playing perfectly, and I play glass cannon sets where, I am dealing the most damage, yes, but I can't make any mistakes. If I make a mistake, I die, and that for me, that's fun. That's engaging and fun, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
enjoy that way, and the casual community is incredibly toxic. Like, and casual community is probably the wrong way to say it, because they're so toxic. Like if you say, you can't talk about optimizing. You can't talk about anything. If you say, "Hey, man, look at this guy. He got 400s on longsword, spirit slash ticks," and they go, "Oh, so what? Yeah, he's an elitist. He's a this." It's incredibly toxic. It's incredibly toxic. On the other side,
That's what I don't get, man. I don't think trying to optimize something is being elitist or being toxic. It's just you playing the game. Like before,
yeah, but they feel uncomfortable.
No.
Like they feel through it.
I'm gonna share some anecdote, an anecdote about me and my dad way back when I was playing Counter-Strike with my dad. He actually got mad at me. What we did before, there are an abundance of net cafes here in the Philippines. So if I play with my dad in Counter-Strike, he gets mad at me, man. If I'm gonna buy some lousy gun for a round, like for example, I'm gonna buy. Have you guys played Counter-Strike?
No.
Oh crap. Damn, how could
But I
relate?
played enough FPS, I guess, to understand what you're going for.
What FPS have you played, Retro?
Played COD?
I know. I know Deva played COD.
Call of Duty.
Okay.
Same.
What's the crappiest gun in COD? Like for example, you're gonna get that gun, you know that you're in it to lose.
I don't know. I didn't
Like-
play that much. I played
like,
for
let's
like a
just
year
say,
nonstop, and I wanted to be the
like,
best
let's just
sniper in
say-
the world, and all I did was play sniper.
Okay, let's just say there's a gun like that. Okay, and you
Right.
have another gun on the right, which would actually make you win the game. So
Right.
what happened to me when I was young is my dad and I play for like 8 hours on end in a computer shop against these people. And if he sees me going with the gun that would make the team lose, he would say, "Son, why are you playing the game?" You know that term, like playing the game. You should be like playing, like you're playing the game. Does that make sense? It's like you're playing the
does. I
game
think
not
I get
meant
what
to
you're
be
trying to say.
played.
Right.
Like there's
Right.
always a way how to play the game. Every game has a way. Like you can't play chess like checkers. You can't. Why would you play chess like checkers?
So it makes sense.
And for you to actually have fun, to get the most out of the experience the game has to offer, you have to play it the way it's meant to be played.
Right, and learn mechanics and exploit them,
and then you would enjoy. You're not going to be like someone who's just going to buy the game in the sale. Then suddenly, after you beat the game, you're going to be there saying, "Is there no more content?" Says the guy who finished the damn quest for like 40 minutes, or 45 minutes, 48 minutes. I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Dude, what do the casuals say, Deva? You know what I've seen in the videos? They say the beauty of Monster Hunter is actually giving you the experience of improving. Right?
Yeah,
your first hunt, you suck. Your second hunt, you kind of suck. Your third hunt, oh, you're not sucking no more. In the fourth hunt, oh, the monster's sucking you. You know? Something like that.
Yeah.
Now, the whole Monster Hunter universe agrees with that, right? It's all to improve. Now, if you're going to tell me I'm going to play the game and I'm not willing to improve, that just gives off a wrong vibe. It's weird.
Yeah.
I just don't know where the stigma is coming from. Like saying, like, oh, okay, I resist to learn what you have to say in order to.
But you know what I want? You know what I want? I want this community to grow and keep growing and explode. I don't understand how somebody can sit through a 35-minute Dark Souls run, and a 35-minute Dark Souls run has 2-3 million views, but a 3-minute speed run, a 2.5-minute speed run of, which is under the same premise of Dark Souls, because Dark Souls is whole game. But you know, IL, so individual levels of Dark Souls also get much more views, many more views in comparison. If you have a 2.5-minute video of a run where you're basically doing the same thing in both games, you're optimizing, cutting time, playing as clean as you can, dealing as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible, right? And the idea is to have at the end that timer, that quest timer, say the lowest number possible. Why is it that it's okay in one community, but it's shunned and hated in the other? And I think it's birthed and it comes out of the gatekeeping that happens from OG players.
I mean, on a Monster, it's pretty obvious because the guys all played for like 7 years, and Monster Hunter Iceborne had not only a drastic change on gameplay, like introducing hundreds, thousands of new mechanics, and not only that, but also nice. I forgot what I wanted to say.
Nice, man.
My brain, bro.
Yeah, that's fine.
Go do that monkey thing. Maybe it will come alive again.
Yeah. Monkey
go do that monkey thing.
Right. There you go. Look at him.
Yeah, I remember now.
Okay, that's good.
And they feel like threatened. Like you see, they've been doing that for 7 years, and then you see newcomers like us, for example, come and demolish like the scene, like the whole scene, the speedrunning scene, for example, and they feel threatened by that. You know what really harmed me? Because when I started getting into speedruns, I usually looked up to, like, I didn't know there's freestyle and TA wiki runs, and it happened that I watched TA wiki runs because that were kind of the most popular at the beginning.
They were the only runners that existed. Were them. Were TA runners.
And everyone was like, "Oh, cool! You got into speedrunning and helping." And then, as soon as you got like into freestyle, like the guys literally started hating you. Like I personally and a shit ton of people. I swear, this is not a lie. A shit ton of people got bullied during the whole 1, 2, 3 years of Iceborne, simply because you run on a different rule set than why they run. And I think that's only because what you say, the gatekeeping and the been playing it the 7 years. I can make the same example for Call of Duty. Like I played Call of Duty for 7 to 10 years, and then when I see some drastic changes happen and someone's better than me and people play it in a different way, you get upset because you've been doing that your whole life, and then you have to look how someone new is coming and literally like is better than you, is above you, understands the your game better, and yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
you see, originally,
I agree. Mm-hmm.
originally I started with TA running, because like you, those were the first
Yeah,
that I
same. I
saw.
was
But
only
then I realized, you know what I realized after that? Health regen it's the first time health regen is ever present in the game, and mantles are really unique in the sense that this is the biggest space ever that you can find between TA and freestyle run dynamics that's ever been present in any Monster Hunter game is World and Iceborne because of mantles. Mantles have never existed before.
yeah. I feel like it's
you know,
wasted to throw that
it's
away.
super
Like
wasted. It's super wasted.
there is so
Super
much cool
wasted,
stuff
dude.
you can.
Right. And that was my thought. Was I'm not wasting this, and I'm gonna be in the community hopefully for years to come. I'm not throwing away mantles. The most unique discrepancy between TA and freestyle exists right now. I'm not throwing that away. I'm gonna make full advantage of freestyle now because it might not ever come back. Health regen might never come back. Mantles might never come back.
Yeah, look at Rise. Rise has literally no difference between freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Rise, freestyle, and TA is exactly the same, except capturing. You say what
just remove the
but
palico.
what's capturing? It's literally like 10 seconds. And
actually in
does
Rise, running non-TA is cancer because the little guys flinch the monsters horrifically all the time. So you can't fully control monsters, at least for full control runs, which are the ones I like. It's really hard because they don't let you. They flinch the monster and stuff. So I ended up doing TA. I ended up doing TA in Rise because like that's my preferred way to play in Rise is TA. Because I control what the monster does. I'm not at the mercy of the palico and the dog.
And because there is not much cool stuff you can do in freestyle.
I mean,
right.
Actually, it's the first time that I've been into speedrunning. It's the first time I've heard of speedrunning is the time that I went to Monster Hunter. So my question is, in other games, do they actually have like types of speedruns? Like for example, in Monster Hunter, you have TA, you have freestyle. In Dark Souls, do you have TA and then you have freestyle? Do you have something like that? Like in other games,
well, you have glitchless runs, full runs at individual level.
Yo, Retrou, but the thing is, a mantle is not a glitch.
No, it's basically intended as a game is supposed to be played. It's not an off.
Yeah, I would get games having that boundary. Like, for example, this is a speedrun, this is a glitch speedrun. And how come Monster Hunter has TA and freestyle? I mean, it's not a glitch to wear a mantle.
I don't know for a fact, but I would assume that yes, it does. Like Breath of the Wild, Zelda Breath of the Wild. If you get into that community, there's tons of speedruns, right? I'm sure there are speedrun categories that are probably not as popular that don't use certain tools or certain mechanics that are found in game, not glitches, not hacks.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like it depends on the game and how the game is played. And in the case of Monster Hunter, it's the opposite. Actually, the least popular playstyle is the most or was the most popular because it was the only one. It's the only one that's ever existed. Then freestyle came and blew up.
Yeah, because there was nothing else though. Like you couldn't do creative shit in older games. Like I've watched all the runs.
Oh yeah, because you have no stuff to do really.
Yeah, I never played it, and you would say I cannot judge them, but you see it. Like there is not the necessary tools that you have involved, like smoke bombs, screamer pods, duck locks, and all that shit.
I think what happened is like you said, going back to what we discussed earlier, like these people that were speedrunning were 7 years into Monster Hunter, so they were playing Monster Hunter when it was an infant, right? And then at that time, like what Deva said, these things really don't have those options, right? So what happened is, in every time that Monster Hunter gets upgraded, they stick to their rules on the first Monster Hunter, and that's weird. Shouldn't they adapt to the next Monster Hunter? Like for example, in this Monster Hunter, we supply this.
Is true, yeah. But also it's true they can play whatever they like. But I think it's a wasted opportunity of trying something new.
No, I mean, yeah, that's true. But my point here is you can't really call it an Iceborne speedrun if you're not using all the things that Iceborne gives you.
Or do both. Or do both. Be happy and do both.
No. I'm not saying this is a universal rule. I'm just saying that's like a mindset. Can't really. I mean, they were used to the first speed runs, like the speed runs that they have in the old world, right? And they were making use of everything that they can at that time, right? Were they?
Right.
Or were they restricting
themselves? That's a
themselves?
really good point.
Were they restricting themselves?
You had styles. They were not. Question. You had Brave. You had styles that had them flying around the map.
So my question is, when then again, I'm not a veteran. When these people that you guys watch speedruns with, were they restricting themselves at that time when they were running?
You want to know what they were not, and you want to know what happened if you look at their videos.
So why you do it now?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Look at their channels. Look at them. And if you look at their videos when World first released, they all have mantle runs, particularly against Nergigante, because Nergigante was beta. And then after that, after the game released, against Nergi, they were doing Rocksteady with Affinity Booster because that was optimal against Nergi and Elders.
Okay.
Every single one of these runners, right?
Okay.
And then one time they got in a VC and one of them, their leader, said, "This is stupid." And the rest of them said, "Right, this is retarded." And they started
going to do that.
And they started shunning it. Like if I had to guess what it is that happened, that's what happened, right? Because it was incredibly different. It was completely different from, and because if you go back to older games, the player was weaker and the monsters were stronger. What does this mean? Thresholds were higher, KO thresholds were higher. It wasn't as easy to lock monsters, so you didn't have an alternative, and that's why those styles like Brave Style and Adept existed, because they allowed you to overextend, do your combos to do damage, and then not get punished, right? So, but that's like a permanent evasion mantle, for example, those styles. But then if you make that argument, that the argument is made back to you that that's how the game was designed. The game was designed to have styles, and that's why TA uses those styles. So then the same thing can't be argued in World, where that's how the game was designed with mantles, right? So it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't, at least in my mind, it doesn't make any sense. And funnily enough, one of the most praised monsters in the older games is Hellblade Glavenus. And Hellblade Glavenus is a monster that doesn't have the robotic head turning, where it like stops, turns twice to look at you, which is an exploitable, sequence of moves. It doesn't have that. It moves very fast. It has fast recovery. It hits really hard. It's actually the monster that most resembles the monsters in Iceborne. And the gameplay of Iceborne is one of the most praised monsters of the older games is Hellblade Glavenus. And I think that's funny because it being the most popular and the most praised, and that's like the benchmark. Like, did you do Hellblade? Like, look at my Hellblade run. Look at what times you got on Hellblade. Hellblade is Hellblade Glavenus.
I watched it run, I watched it run.
Deva, I thought I was gonna go mention like, Deva, can you relate for this? Because I can't. And then now you're saying you watched the run. Never mind. Go say what you're saying. Damn.
I watched Hellblade Glavenus run. Like it was recently released, and it was like 259. It was Greatsword, I don't know, but it was the fastest time that I've gotten, and it was released like 3-4 months ago. And the run was literally like only the same move, like he did for 3 minutes, the same move, like only the tailspin, you dodge and Greatsword, which is like the most optimal run you can get. So you boil down to AI farming there. Like the older games mostly boil down to monster knowledge, which is nothing else than AI farming, to be honest, because once you play the game for like the monster for 1 day or two, you have like 80% of its movement down. And after you played for a week, you know the monster perfectly, and that's all it boils down, right? Like you need a specific sequence. For example, I'm talking only about TA Wiki, for example. You need a specific sequence of the monster to get the most optimal time. The monster must do the same pattern to get that fastest time possible. But I think like I've been in a VC with someone, like a TA Wiki player. We were just discussing about the two rule sets, and he told me like most people, or he personally, doesn't care about getting the most optimal time in TA Wiki, and the people don't care about getting the most optimal time. They just go in, and want to do like the best time they can get with what they know, and just have fun.
Exactly.
Whether on freestyle you're trying to get the down push to the millisecond, but that's also, you can do it on TA Wiki. Just like the only difference is there that you have more EI sequences, and there is only one AI pattern that gets you the fastest time. It's always like that.
Right. It's
There's
always like that.
You can't say this move could be good and this is better. Which is better? That's the best. Let's say like flipping monsters are a good example. Like Gold Rathian, like the most optimal run is to get 3 flips. Yeah. And I recently was grinding for like 1.5 weeks for Gold Rathian with Charge Play to try to beat the TA Wiki record, which was not easy, of course. But the only way to get the most optimal time and beat it was to get the 3 flips. So even though it's TA Wiki, it was a complete lock. Like I put a lot of slugger in, and I farmed for the first flip, dunked it, went for a KO, and when it gets swapped from the KO, if it doesn't do a flip, I reset, because from that point on...
In my mind, that's the equivalent. In my mind, that's the equivalent of choosing a monster no one's done and slapping world record on the title just because you got to run. The TA has the ability to get pushed really high, really hard, really low. But again, that's shunned. For some reason, that's a problem. I don't know why.
What do you mean? You got to expound on that.
I went away from
I didn't...
Blavenus.
I didn't actually get your point there, Retro. What were you saying? No, it's fine, Deva. It's fine. We can't really say something about Hellblade Galavinus because we're both fivers, and I'm proud. We're fivers, Retro.
There is actually one mod on Nexus. It's so bad.
Shame on you, Retro. I'm kidding.
What's that?
No. Wait, Retro. I was going to ask about your statement. What do you mean by that? They're shunned because what?
Well, no, because TA. I've had conversations as well with friends of mine. I love TA, dude. Yeah. I love to watch TA. And play it. I'm actually going to do a few more TA runs. So, I've had conversations with friends that they say, just get a slower time. Right? But I don't get the point of that. Like, I don't get what the point of and then uploading it. Like, I play casually all the time. Whenever I have free time, I'll get on, and I don't feel like running or scripting or learning a matchup. I'll just play casually. And like I said, I rotate weapons, and I just play for hours and get clears, play solo, and play multiplayer. Just casually, just going. But I don't clip it. I don't clip it and upload it. Like, I don't clip and upload a casual clear on a monster that's TA or freestyle. Because in my mind, I don't want to say that I don't want the views, because I do want views, but I want views on runs that, in my eyes, deserve it. Yeah. I don't want views because I went and cleared, Gold Rathian or whatever monster, just casually TA or freestyle. Like, oh, look at my clear. It's world record because it is the fastest. Do you know how many TA quote unquote world records I've gotten? 1,011 billion D3. but they're not numbers. They're not right. But they're not recorded, and they're not posted because, in my eyes, it's just a clear. It's literally just a clear. You just go in, kill the monster. And in my mind, there's no reason to post that. I'd rather post mechanic exploitation, full locks, monster knowledge, and control. And runs that are really close to the physical limit, like really close. And I like figuring that stuff out and doing that, and that's what I like to post.
For the people that are listening right now, that Agato by Retro, he wants the views, man, but he's just such a perfectionist. I'm gonna do it for him, man. I'm gonna go shout out, please subscribe to him, even though he just posts a video once in a blue moon, because I have to depends on his standards. Yeah. We both have to coach him.
There's not much to coach. I have right now. I have like 30. Maybe a little less, like 20 something videos of speedruns that are not posted, that I didn't like because I rolled a few frames too late on a Might Seed or a powder, or I took an extra step or two before I started dealing damage, and I was too late, like on a combo, even though the run still worked. And I've close to 30 with varying weapons too. It's not just hammer. Like, there's some charge blade, there's some dual blades. So if you want to coach me, we could start. I could post them all. I mastered Charge Blade for moments like this.
Because I feel like
And start posting them.
these. I know a few runners that are really insecure with their runs, and I think that is gatekeeping the entire community from appreciating these said runs. Because if you don't post it, it's not gonna go to those eyes, and if you don't explain it, they're not gonna gain appreciation for it. They're always just gonna go to your video and just comment there, "Wow, monster doesn't move. How come when I fight monster, my monster moves?"
Yeah, this is actually a really common comment. I get them so much, and they're like, "Oh, Myville kind of fights back."
Cheetah.
Get good, bro. Like, no, jokes aside, the monster doesn't move because you have reached a certain knowledge and skill level on the game that you don't allow the monster to move. It's not that you got lucky and the monster doesn't move. Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Go.
Right.
No. I'm agreeing.
Can I pee really quick? Can I?
Yo, you can pee really quick.
You? Yeah, man.
Can I?
Man.
I need some.
Can I get it on camera that you're peeing really quick?
Right.
Pee on the camera. I'm gonna put it on OnlyFans, Deva. Oh, he's gonna put it. Oh, what's he doing? He's not.
I don't know.
But yeah.
I'm glad he didn't do it. What's up?
Yeah. So Retro. That's my point. I don't know how. Wait, I'm still gonna put this on the podcast. What we're talking about right now. So I'm just gonna do a little explanation for the people that are watching. We are not elitist. We're not shaming on TA runners or anything. We're not. We're just me, or maybe me myself. I don't know about Retro, but I'm just getting to the bottom of it, like where it came from. I want to understand it, like where it went wrong.
It's my point of view and my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't own the truth. I'm not owner of the right.
Mm-hmm.
I just my point of view, my opinion, and everyone. I love this game so much, dude. I love this game. And when I'm sad, I play it. When I'm happy, I play it. When I'm angry, I play it. I love playing it. I want there to be more people in the community.
Yeah.
And that's it. I like watching TA freestyle, everything. I like watching just good gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there should be all the hate that there is.
True, there shouldn't be hate. I'm not saying that you guys won't have like moments wherein there's a monster and you guys are gonna run around the map like, oh, what's it doing? What's happening? Of course, you guys are gonna have that experience if you're facing the monster the first time. But just imagine it? Just imagine it if you guys, like a bunch of your teammates, have this knowledge about the monster and you guys go into the fight like in a tiring day, then you guys slap on some Monster Hunter and you go to your teammate like, you're going to get the wall slam. You're going to get the tenderize. You're going to get the stun. We're going to stun lock it. When it flips, it's going to go down. Don't you like that feeling? I'm pretty sure that everyone would love that feeling, right? Instead of just running around screaming, right? That's I don't know. That's just me. Yeah. Retro, you stopped talking. What happened? You get
well, I mean, because I'm thinking, it's what you're saying. It's true, but it isn't. I mean, comparatively, that's why the most successful games in the world are the most successful games in the world, aka the basketball games, FIFA, Madden, COD. It's because they're selling to the majority, and the majority don't want to spend time and optimize and learn. They want that chaotic feeling. They want to get into a voice chat with 8 friends and hear, "Oh shit, I'm pinned. Oh, I died. Oh, I mounted it. Yo, that's cool. I cut the tail." Like that dynamic, which is just good casual fun, where you're enjoying, a chaotic hunt with friends, where you get an adrenaline rush or you get, those chemical shots of dopamine. That's what you want, right? That's what the vast majority of people want. That's why that, again, Call of Duty, like all these games that are literally the exact same game every year, but they're the most successful and the highest selling because they cater to the casual fan base. You have your friends, you buy FIFA, and you go, "Hey guys, come over, we'll play FIFA for an hour." Right? So they'll go home and they do like 4v4 or 1v1 or 3v3, and they play and they just casually have fun for 3 hours. And I'm actually worried because I think that's the direction that Capcom is trying to take. the game more and more into, and
I'm just scared.
which should be a good thing.
I don't know, man. If they take that path, it's gonna be more like a God Eater game. Have you tried a God Eater game?
Right.
I haven't tried the
don't
whole
like
game.
them too
I just did the demo, and the demo felt like that. We're just bashing the monster, and the monster hits us. We just go jump up again, and then bash the monster again till it dies. Man, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I never played or Dauntless.
We played casually too, right? Like I played casually for at least 2,000 hours. But from that point, from 2,000 hours, someone's gonna still have the motivation and fun to play casually.
What do you mean casually?
Well, I still do. I
played with you in Iceborne. When I needed a heal, you weren't even having a life powder. What are you talking about, Deva?
Right.
You weren't healing me. I was dying. I was dying there.
You guys remember that when Iceborne came out? Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, but there I already I started speedrunning at the end of World, near end of World.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, since I didn't know what speedrunning is.
Casual Deva. That's not casual Deva no more.
No, well, you can mix casual, speedrunning is nothing else than just still enjoying the game. Mm-hmm. Like, Retrou can play the game casually, he enjoys it. I don't know if you can enjoy it still, playing casually. I personally can't. Like, I cannot go in a hunt and go fight the monster for fun. Like, for me, that's no challenge, that's no achievement, because I've done it a million times. So that's where I, drifted to speedrunning. But the thing is, when, let's say, another expansion comes out beside Iceborne or Sunbreak, like, what you gain on speedrunning is just experience that you can use in the casual hunt then.
True,
like,
true.
I know the monster can dunk. I know I have to hit the leg to make it trip. I know I can build up the KO on the wallbang. Like, it's just experience that you collect.
Okay, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I feel like the people that are watching the podcast right now might be judging me like, oh, that guy that did the podcast is toxic. But the thing is,
we play casually.
In my knowledge bank, okay, knowing when the monster would stagger, getting the wall bang, getting the clutch if you're a light weapon, those things are not like there's something that should be known, because I feel like if you're feeding info like that to some person, they're gonna say, I just played the game casually, I don't have to know that. That's what I'm referring to. Now, I just hate that stigma. Like, I want everyone to always have that hunger to know how to control the monster. It's not a speedrunning thing. It's not some world record thing that you have to know, because if you want some world record thing you have to know something so in depth, like what Deva said. You have to have 3 flips on a gold Raytheon. Okay? But the thing that I just want you to know is when a gold Raytheon does a flip, you can dunk it, like what Deva said.
Yeah.
And these things, these little info is digested by the community as something not meant to be digested if you're playing the game casually. Am I getting that?
Right. And if you join, like I join, and then get kicked and banned really quickly from all the discords that I join.
It should be still part of the casual experience.
Right, but it isn't. Exactly. So like I'll join the Reddit Discord. I'll join a VC, and you know what happens? Gold Raytheon flips, and you hear in voice chat, "Oh God, I hate when she flips." So
yeah, exactly. I don't like it. Why it's so shunned? That's my point. That's my point. Why I'm telling people that it's completely different. Come on, knowing these mechanics is playing the game. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like the devs want you to discover that.
Yes, they want you. It's a game. That's how every other game on Earth is intended.
Open your eyes. It's playing the game casually. Because if you want to play the game speedrunning, this is what you want to know. What Deva and Retrou is saying. My face earlier when they were saying mechanics. See, those are speedrunning terms. When they were saying things like dunk or whatever, like flash it, wallbang it, tenderize, get 100% affinity always, those are things you should know casually. They're not speedrunning things, right? AI grinding is speedrunning. But what to do when this monster does this, that's casual knowledge. Should be. It should not be shunned. It should be embraced. Right?
It's mastering the monster, just like you master your charge plate.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you want to know what else? When you start Monster Hunter, there's no difficulty setting. You can't put easy, medium, or hard. Mm-hmm. So where do you find the difficulty setting in the game?
It's only
There's
limiting
two.
your knowledge.
In my opinion, there's two. The first, of course, is where you have tiered monsters. So tier 1, 2, and 3. Tier 1s are normally have less HP and have easier like exploitable mechanics. Like Kulu Yaku, if you flash it, it'll stand still for literally like 25 seconds. It just stands there because it's a chicken, and when you flash a chicken, that's what they do. And then you've and tempered monsters, which are basically the same. They just have some thresholds are a bit higher and they have higher HP. But the second is the weapon choice.
Weapon choice.
Weapon choice, right? So you have weapons that are inherently easier to pick up, not easier to optimize and easier to speedrun, easier to pick up and use.
He's gonna kick us in the ball sack.
I'm about to.
He's gonna kick us. He's gonna kick us in the ball sack. Oh wait, you play melee.
Well, no.
He's gonna kick me in the ball sack. Go, Retrou.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is because a gun. You can tell somebody that's new at the game. Look, just grab the gun. You aim with L2. You shoot with R2. Just shoot the monster. And if you're using shield HBG, just when you see he's gonna attack, stop shooting. Don't do anything.
True. No, right? Don't get greedy. Don't commit.
Just don't get greedy. So then he can pick it up, start using it, and start playing the game. Right. CB. Right. Well, eat a dick because
no, you're right.
Right. Well, because and then it's the same thing with hammer. Hammer's one of the easiest melee weapons.
What do you mean? No, hammer is not easy.
Yeah, you just hold down R2 and it bombs.
Well, on the offensive, it's a really slow weapon and you need positioning. I would say it's like a tier 2 weapon because positioning is required. For melee, probably Lance is probably he's like, look, man, guard with R2, poke with triangle. That's it, right? And then you can get into more complicated guards and positioning and mechanics, but you don't need it in order to deal some damage and be in the fight. Great sword, hammer, charge blade is a toolkit. You can guard point, you can guard, you can savage axe, you can SAED, you can charge your sword. You can play in axe mode, you can play in sword mode. You have slides where you can slide left to right that end in a guard point. It's an extremely technical weapon comparing it to others with the amount of inputs that's required to actually play it optimally, again, is also multiplicative. Like the better you get at the weapon and the more you play it, the more inputs you have to learn and be comfortable with depending on the situation. HPG never has that. It's just R2. Optimizing is in a different way. You exploit monster mechanics and you learn. Look, it's the truth. It's the truth. Look at him.
But it's not that easy. Like you see people joining.
Absolutely not. Let me finish and say that.
Joining
HBG is one of the hardest weapons to optimize and compete in. It is one of the hardest weapons to optimize.
I'm not paying the man. For the people that are listening, I'm not paying the man.
It's HBG. Well, no, that's not true.
He's earning dollars. I only earn pesos, man. He's earning dollars. I'm not paying the man. Go, Retrou, go. Keep praising.
Well, yeah, no, that's it. That's it, right? That's it. And most people might give me flack, but optimizing HPG is really difficult to do.
Yeah, but that's a speed running aspect. And Bo, yes, Bo. Right. I gotta agree with Bo. Bo is, I don't know. I don't know what's happening with Bo.
It's the same. You need to hit all the pellets and Bo is. That's why I mentioned on the last podcast. Or interview, call it whatever you want. that Bo optimally, like people, like most people won't understand what optimal is, but to really play it optimally, it's like probably the hardest, or at least top 3 hardest weapons. Like to do the right combo rotation on the downside.
I get so confused with the bow as well because the trajectory of the arrow. Sometimes they F me up. They're not hitting. It should be hitting.
Well, because there's two things you have to manage. You have to manage monster threshold and stamina management. So your combo rotation has to adjust to both. Sometimes your optimal combo rotation doesn't leave you at a threshold breach when the monster's knockdownable or claggerable. You can't breach that threshold with optimal combos. So you actually have to do a less optimal combo, which is most of the time, like stamina positive, right? You should get Sibel in here. We actually talked about that before you started recording. Yeah. You should get Sibel in here, man.
When
Sid would
you
be a good
get
guess.
a camera, we get Sibel here and actually force Sibel to have a camera.
We can force him. We can force him. I'll
We
go
can
to
force
Greece,
him.
man.
Yeah.
I'll go to
Yeah.
fucking Greece.
If there is a
and I'll pick
generous
up- I'll pick
person
up this
there
idiot.
listening to this
Right.
podcast, donate some money and we force that
I'll
Sibel
go to
guy.
Deva's house. I
to
go to Deva's
actually
house, pick him up, and then go to Sibel's house.
I
Right.
don't leave it greased, bro.
Right. Right.
Right. Yeah, but we can do that. I mean, it's not far away,
Mm-hmm.
Greece from Germany.
Sibel, you hearing this, Sid?
I
You
don't
should
know.
be on
Maybe he's not
podcast.
watching it. I don't know.
Me.
She'll be watching.
Me. And hey, I can remember before, like you guys were mentioning, when you started speedrunning, you guys have people that you actually look up to.
Yeah.
And I've
course.
had my share of I looked up to Fumetto, man. I looked up to Fumetto. I still look up to Fumetto right now. I can still remember when we did that Behemoth run. I was starstruck. I even sent him an invite on PlayStation 4. I don't know if he remembers, but after I sent him an invite, he didn't actually accept it. Even up to this day, he didn't accept it. So Fumetto, I don't know if you're watching this podcast, but if you are, why are you not accepting my friend request?
Melo is toxic, man. He's really toxic.
But still, the guy is cool. You know, it's just his aura. You know, he's nice, still nice.
No. His aura personificates my little logo, the face, like the indifferent face. He's like floating around through life, but he's actually a really nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice
really
guy.
nice guy.
It's just his, you know. I mean, if you look
He
at
doesn't
it,
care. He does it right.
He doesn't
just
care.
doesn't
He
care.
doesn't
yeah,
care.
he just doesn't
give a
care.
fuck.
I mean,
Right.
I mean, look at his Twitch follow notification. Have you followed him on Twitch and see the notification?
Yeah.
What is it?
Right.
What
He's
is
like,
it?
I don't care.
Try
He's
to
like,
copy
I
it.
don't
Try to
care,
copy
bro. Right. Well, I don't remember the first few words, but the last is what I remember. It says, "And I don't. Yes, I see
Yeah.
you, and I don't care."
Yeah. So I'm like, what am I supposed to feel? But yeah.
Right, I feel like if he's gaming and
Mm-hmm.
his neighbor's house is on fire and there's like an old lady screaming, he'll be like,
Hey, I see
like-
you, but no, I
Right.
don't care. I gotta get this run, man.
right,
I got good RNG.
right.
But so yeah, we look up to people. We're no special people. We're chill. No, we just want a game. We actually want to spread positivity. I know it's kind of different from the things that we're saying right now, but yeah, we're positive people. Are we? We're positive.
Yeah, well, of
Fuck
course.
you,
Yeah.
But you know what's the worst
Why?
thing? When
What's
you
the
don't
worst
have
thing?
any,
What?
when you don't have any more people to look up to.
Eh?
Like for example, right now at Monsanto, you don't like. I looked up to people
Uh-huh.
that I right now like don't like. Let's say it this way. Because those
Mhm.
guys, as Retrou mentioned, like they're disappointed and wouldn't respect you for what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
And now, right now, in the position I am, I have no one to look up to. Like I don't, sadly.
Oh.
And that's bad because you can't improve anymore. Like you can't improve if you don't have anyone to look up to.
Well, you can always go to Billy. There's people doing some crazy
Billy
stuff there.
man,
They
Shadow
don't.
Lords
That's the
and Billy
problem.
Billy.
Like
What? They don't?
Like
The Billy
they do,
people?
but
You can't
yeah, they
understand them.
do. But it's slower. Like
What?
speedrunning wise, like they have slow runs.
The Billy
than
people
me
are
right
having
now, for
slower runs
example.
right now? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't expect
Well, the
that.
game's also really old, dude. And
Yeah, no one's
people
playing
just
it. That's
don't
a
play it.
problem. Like I don't want to be sounding.
But then they're
like
not
a
playing
retard.
Rise either.
Okay.
Like Rise is no
So
one's
what-
playing
what the
Rise.
hell
Like
can
there's
you
like a
do in
handful
Rise?
of people.
Yeah.
Like the only guy who beat my runs recently, like one or two of them. Well, actually, one was boosted, and it was the only guy I had competition with for the past 1 year on Lation. Do you know boosted, Pata?
Yeah, I did see that. Was that
Yeah. He was doing a
I saw it
four.
on Twitter, I think. Yeah.
We were competing on Lation. He was going like sub 4, and then I got sub 4. Then he got like 50, and then I got 40, and then he got 30. Right?
Yeah, Boosted
And
is really skilled. He can
He's a
get
really good
runs
player, and that
pretty
made
quickly.
like fun for me. Like I had to challenge at something.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Well, I mean, well, yeah. I don't know. Maybe because it falls down to our hands then to attract more people to go into speedrunning. You know, it's not that
Speedrun
special.
guys,
Yeah.
if you
it's-
want to waste your life and
Right.
if you want to have
takes a lot of time to do speed
A
runs.
lot of time.
A
And then
lot
you
of
do it,
time.
and the first comment, wow, bro, this is cheated. Or,
yeah.
yeah,
you know, it's
I
the
brought
monster
that.
didn't move.
I actually brought that up in the podcast I had with Gaiji and them. That I told them that speedrunning is not the way to actually gain views if you're new, because
Of course
if you
not.
do a godly run, yeah, the comment that you will have is like that. If you're like not known in the community, they're just gonna say, "Oh, what you have? One shot mode." Something
yeah, I was
like
seeing
that.
that
even-
recently on all my runs. Like, they say I
even
have
my
growth
channel growth.
Yeah, yeah.
My
like
channel
that.
growth
Yeah.
is
It's
is huge. Like
Mhm.
I did in 1 year, I did like almost 3K subs, and that's partly thanks to you guys, because you guys
Mhm.
promoted my channel on more than one occasion. But even with your promotion, like look at the growth of my channel. It's at just under 3K, and
yeah,
like
because
all
you
I
don't
have there.
care.
Yeah,
Well, right,
it's
because I
you
don't want
care,
to.
Retro.
Right. Well,
Help
You
me
don't
here,
take
Deva.
care.
Come on, come on.
Let's say that.
Smack him, bonk him. You don't care.
I rather just have
You're insecure
runs.
with your runs.
Yeah, 100%.
But your runs are God
100%.
runs. But for
Like,
you, it's
But
not.
I get
well,
you,
that's what
that's
I
why
want. I want every time to upload for people to say, "Okay, Retro upload. Let's go see. Let's," because I know it's going to be something that is worth watching, something good. That was what I wanted from day one, and I still want that now.
This is why, to the people there, this is why I don't qualify myself as a speedrunner. They're speedrunners. See how their mentality is? Me, when I just see a decent run, oh yeah, post it. And they're actually the ones who stop
No,
you.
you
When we do 4-player runs, he's gonna go like, "No, don't post it. No, post it, or else you're not gonna be in the
Right,
group."
right.
And I'm like, "Okay."
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we're like every time we get like first completion, Bata was we got it, guys.
And Sibel's gonna be like, "Are we gonna be running with Bata?" He's
Right,
no,
right.
because I'm there. I'm like, come on, Sib, come on. A man's got to earn a living, Sib. Damn.
No, I mean what you're doing is completely like justified
Right.
because
Yeah.
you're doing it for a different reason. Me too. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing it half for content. Like I have a side of me that has that ego that wants to get the best and fastest time, but then I have the other side that I say it's not efficient. It's like I could post this, which I got in 1 hour, or I could grind 10 more hours to get 1 second faster.
Now that's
So I have those two sides.
yeah. No, I completely get that. That's that whole TSC mentality. Whatever happened to TSC, man? I always lurk on
He
his
got
streams.
sick of the community, man. He
Yeah.
got sick of the community.
That's
And
just
he's
sad, man.
playing Smash now.
That's just
He's
sad.
actually getting into modding Smash, which is crazy.
Yeah.
like,
Last time I
character
did
models
see
and
him
stuff?
making the game. What is that? That's like, what is that? Dreams on
Smash.
PlayStation.
Right. I don't know
Dreams,
the name of
Dreams,
the
yeah.
program.
Dreams. He's
Right.
making an
Yeah.
actual game, but yeah, I actually watched him a lot because the time I went to Taiwan before, then I can't actually play that time. I was watching him on YouTube when he was doing stuff with. I think he was still trying that Kushala lock. I forgot the Kushala lock with hammer, wherein he's gonna slide hammer. Do
Right.
you remember
Yeah,
that Retro?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I can
Who
even hear
didn't
his
watch
controllers.
TSC?
I can even.
Everyone watched
Yeah.
TSC because that guy, like 99%, because not everything. There's 1 or 2 videos there, but almost everything he ever posted relevant to the game was
like an
something new,
exploit.
unique,
Yeah.
and inventive. Right.
Yeah.
Like it could be argued that he's the only speedrunner in the community. Like he's the only person that would find exploits and go do them. Like traditionally you find in other games where you have speedrunners that exploit glitches or just really because even like a lot of what he does, like the LBG ledge spam,
the
getting
ledge
2
spam.
shots off.
The ledge
But
spam
that's-
is insane.
That's technically possible. It's impossible because humans can't input like that. Even if you had like to fire both R1 and R2 bumpers, like it's not possible to have those inputs so precisely every single time and do ammo switching.
But he was able to do
Optimally?
it. Like before he had the script. Before he was doing it
Right.
manually. He was
But
doing it
not as
manually.
Right, he did it manually,
Yeah.
but not as optimal, right?
Yeah,
but
it's not
so within it's technically within the limitations of what's possible in the code in the game. And he that's what he posts and that's what he does. It's always very unique exploits that he finds. He discovered transition locks. This is like everything. He's that kind of player. And like he says this, right? Like this is verbatim. Like he might not even be good with a weapon. Like he might never have touched it before, but he'll grab it, and in 2 days he's already used or is using that weapon optimally according to his script or the glitch or the run that he's trying to do. He's already optimized that weapon for that purpose. Like he's really gifted and really smart, and it's a shame that we lost him. It's a shame that he lost interest in the game, and Rise didn't pull him back.
Yeah, I think the big part of it is I don't know what really happened there. Like you can even see I remember before he was posting like his metrics on YouTube, like most of his viewers are from Japan already. That's when you know you're legit, man. If most of your viewers are from Japan, that's like the land of the, can you even say it in a podcast? Land of the neats. You can say it in a podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, you're Asian, you can say it.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
I am immune. The land of the neats.
The empowerment.
Don't forget your benefits, man.
So yeah, if the land of the neats is watching you, that means something. And the land of the casuals are hating you, then that means something. Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, TSC.
Aerial Greatsword. What did he say? Aerial Greatsword.
That was somebody else I was struck with when I first met him. It was like, oh yeah, it's TSC. Cool. Right.
And what they did with the what's that? The competition. That was insane. What he and Sam did? Was that Sam?
No, dude, fuck that. And I hope you're listening, T, because I wanted to go to that competition and destroy them. But nobody went. Like I tried to get people to go, but nobody wanted to go. And like I remember telling people, well, not you, because you and me weren't really friends at that time. But I remember, like we were friends, but we weren't, friends. But like I asked Crim Dog, I asked a few other people. I was like, all right, look, let's go.
Crim is in Australia, man. That's like a long flight. Dude,
I literally told him I would pay for his ticket. I told him I'll pay for your ticket. You just have to pay the hotel and your food and shit, but I'll pay for your ticket. Like I'll put it on my company's credit card and like it'll just count for miles or whatever. So okay, and I'll pay for it. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay, so he goes. He didn't want to, and I told other people like it's important for speedrunners to go. We have to. It's to grow the community.
Yeah, because what happened there is. Then again, I don't know how to play melee. Okay, so go easy on me.
No one wanted to.
But the thing is, what happened there? You watch the whole thing. There is actually no competition.
There wasn't any. Of course,
there wasn't competition. They dominated it. It's like what's the next time after?
I think like 2-3 minutes.
It's like putting a newborn in a cage fight.
Yeah, so it's like So for the people watching, it didn't look competitive at all. You see, sure, it looks cool, but the thing is, for the people to actually gain interest on it, it should be like someone should be there at the other side, like trying to beat them as well. But no, that never happened.
I would have loved to be there and try and beat them and actually give them competition, because I think the fastest time after them was like 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes. I think it was like not even close.
True. They were making a lot of mistakes, but the way they were moving in against Damiel was like, you just see the difference there. Right. That's just sad.
Immediately.
Why didn't you ask Femero,
next
man?
Event,
Femero is there
next
in the States.
Event, we all have to go. No, I know Fem, but we're
doesn't care.
We're not really good friends either. Like me and Fem, like we don't talk and stuff. But yeah, next event, I'm telling fucking everyone, and I'm going. I'm going. I'm at the next event.
If there's gonna be
no matter what,
event.
there will.
What did they get there, by the way? What did they get there? Just a trophy?
I don't remember.
Yeah, they got a
prize?
class trophy. Yeah. I think Sam has it pinned on his Twitter profile.
Ooh.
There is a trophy. Yeah. It looks cool. I mean, it's nice to have.
Right. Well,
What weapon?
But I will sell it.
Insect glaive, and Sam used.
I was like thinking if there's prize money. Deva, we going. You pay for my ticket, Deva, and get me my letter that I'm a person who's not going to escape in the States.
Like, what? Only because I'm from Europe, it doesn't mean that I have money.
Yeah. You were telling me about all the rent there. The rent there is really expensive, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be also working more than I work because I work only
Mhm.
6 hours, but I'm lazy. I want like money to have enough to survive, and I love gaming, so the rest of my time goes into gaming. If I have enough money to go through the month,
Oh, that's fine then. Well,
yeah. I mean, I do what I enjoy, so I can't complain.
Right. Right.
well, that's good. That's good. I also have heard because my girlfriend has relatives there in Europe. Uh, it gives me this way of thinking that like money is easy to get there. Like if you're willing to work your ass off,
Money
right?
is good, yeah, but it's yeah.
You have to work
If
your
you
ass
will, of
off.
course, yeah. Like you
Yeah.
can work 10 hours a day and have like 1,000 savings a month easily. For example,
Crap. Damn.
you can pick like
Hmm.
a house that has a rent for like 600, and you make like 3K a month, so you have a lot of savings. Yeah.
And you can split your rent. Like here in the States, a lot of people do that. So they'll get
Mhm.
a 2-bedroom apartment, right? For a
Oh
2-bedroom
yeah,
apartment,
that's
it's
a
like $1,200.
thing. That's a thing.
It's like
Yeah.
$1,200 USD, right?
Mm-hmm.
For $1,300 USD, at least where I'm at in the South. And then you find a roommate and you pay half, everything half. So your
How
rent goes from 1,200 to 600.
how many per day do you earn? Like an estimate. Like
Well, it depends on
Me
how
in
much you
Germany
work.
or America?
Germany and America.
Well, it depends on your job and minimum wage. So minimum wage where I'm at is like $8 an hour.
$8, like $8 times 8. That's like 64.
Sure.
Yeah,
$64 a
kind of.
day. Oh. Oh.
It's
But no one
€9.
really starts you there. You start at like 9 hours, $9 an hour.
Are you
So
sure
roughly,
minimum wage there is $8? I've heard like it's
yeah, in
like
Louisiana, yeah.
Oh, it depends on the state. I see.
Yeah. If you go to California, it's 15 or 16 or some shit like that.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
Just
that,
Google it. Google it. Put
right.
minimum wage in Louisiana. It's $8.
How about in Europe, Deva?
Well, here in Germany, I can't talk about Europe, but here in Germany, it's also, I think they rise it every year. Now it's like about 9.8, like minimum wage,
Oh.
meaning by the law. Like if they
Right.
find out they pay you less than $9, you can get fucked really hard. But they do it. Like there is people that will take advantage from the immigrants that are coming new to Germany because
Sure.
Germany is taking everyone.
Oh, I
But
see.
legally, it's like 9.8. Like the employer is it employer or employee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Employer.
Well, employer is
Employer.
right.
The employer is forced to pay you at least $9.8, something like that. It can be around that.
Damn, but that's per hour.
But yeah, average is probably
Dang.
like 15. I don't know, maybe.
Dang.
Which is why you need to have like a specialty, like you, that you're a physical therapist.
Mhm.
About that, you could make.
Man, I'm even thinking
considerably more than that.
like I'm even thinking I'm even happy with like $8, man. What do you mean?
So you
No,
can
no,
get
but
here
dude-
probably like $30 to $50 an
Right.
hour with your
Right.
job.
Yeah.
Physical therapy is expensive.
It's
not.
really
You wouldn't
good
be
thing.
you wouldn't be making $8 an hour by the time.
I'm
You
gonna
would
be
be
rubbing
making like
butts.
30 or 40.
Rubbing
Right.
butts and quitting YouTube. Who?
Oh, look at him.
You could be
Right.
breaking people's back and you will get more here.
But no,
Right,
you can get sued. That's a problem. I think people there sue. Like for example, if you do some little thing
It's
that
You
fine.
have
hurts
insurance.
them,
You have
you're dead.
insurance.
Just make more money and pay the lawyer.
Man, that's all
right?
bullshit, Bata. Don't let third world mentality scare you, man. Get your ass over here. Or
It's
go to
not
Europe
scaring me,
and-
man. I'm trying, man. Did you know I got denied like twice
told
there
me.
going there? Yeah.
Right. Right. Well, start swimming, man. Start swimming. There's some areas where you can just start fucking swimming.
So, but yeah, we discussed a lot of heated things today, did we? We did.
Yeah.
So, as a closing remark for the people there, guys, we're chill. Okay, we're chill. We're not trying to start a war here. You can post us on Twitter. If you post us on Twitter, that's just gonna give us a lot of views, and that's actually what we want. And if you post us, and if you actually call us out, we're gonna invite you to this podcast. So
Oh,
be
I would
careful.
love to have someone
Yeah.
with a different opinion to discuss with us.
Yes, exactly.
Professional and factual
Yeah.
level, right?
We don't
So
bite.
fuck you, Sibel. Eat a dick, Sibel.
We don't bite, right, Retro? We don't bite. Don't get scared of Retro.
No.
I know he doesn't have a
I
camera.
will destroy you if you.
Well,
I'll
what?
have a camera next time.
If someone joins, I will destroy him.
You'll
I will
destroy
Look at
obliterate you.
him. See? Look.
I'll make you change your mind. I'm just kidding, guys.
Mm.
Did you see him? Did you see him turn into a gorilla earlier? You'd be scared.
Yeah,
You'd be
yeah, yeah.
scared.
I know
no?
you cut
You'd
it
be
out,
scared.
right?
What?
You-
No, I won't cut
you-
that
No.
out. No,
Of
we're
course
gonna.
not.
It's
Why
gonna
would he do that?
stay. But yeah, so that's it for this podcast, for this episode. How long were we talking? I lost track of time. That actually
Like
took
hours.
longer than we. Damn it! I even have like an idea that we should discuss, like that Twitter post. That if ever we're gonna discuss like a shitty Twitter post, like MH community drama, but then we didn't get to do it because we just talked a lot. But it's fine.
Well, I mean, don't stress,
I mean,
right? It's your second podcast.
Yeah, for the next podcast, so it will be. But still, the things
The
that we're saying
structure.
right now are still recorded in the podcast. So, yeah. So, any final words here? You know, what are your final words, Deva and Retro, to explain yourselves? You might get flamed. You might get weird comments. So,
Please
It's your
subscribe to my channel.
no. Don't subscribe
No,
to his
just kidding.
channel. Subscribe to
don't-
my channel first. Make me 50K first, then subscribe to his channel.
Wait, you aren't 50K yet?
No, I'm not, man. I'm just like at 49.2.
Holy shit, you're
Yeah.
You
fucking
fucking dickheads, let me get to 5K
You're so-
subs before you fucking assholes. Sub to me and then ignore the other
Uh,
two idiots. Right.
No, I think
Mhm.
we had some fun topics. Well, fun depends on the perspective.
He's still being
But-
careful.
No, I'm not. But it was better than the last time. Like your
Yeah.
first, like there was an interview kind of,
Mhm.
and now it was good. Like we all took a part of the conversation, I think, and asked, like I think.
He's being so
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
He's being so nice.
Well, I mean,
here.
I could talk
Uh-huh.
for hours about this game, so I'm glad to have been a part of the conversation.
Then you have this autistic kid
Here.
right here who like
Right, right.
will start talking and you don't know what he's talking about.
Well, yeah, that's right. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah, that's good
So-
because you should be proud of it.
But yeah, anyway. So closing remarks. My closing remark is, I hate everyone equally, which means
That's a
that I
good
don't
one.
hate anyone. Yeah.
What?
I'm just kidding. I don't have a closing remark. I guess I'm just glad to
Okay.
be here, and I'm glad to be a part of this community, and I've made friends in this community. So overall, I think it's good, and I'm happy that I started playing this game, and I look forward to what's coming. Like I said, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay and watch the community grow and just be a
Yeah,
part of it. And I really like this game.
We're gonna
Yeah.
be here for the next Monster Hunter making their life to hell. I'm staying. I'm staying.
I'm
I'll
saying
get out
too.
of
Say
here.
it like that.
I'm-
Right. Right.
The YouTube metrics told me I'm staying. I'm not getting any views with other games.
I'm staying. Yeah, I played Call of Duty. I tried my luck. But this game is better. I'm staying.
yeah. It brings better metrics, but yeah. So in a nutshell, take everything we said with a grain of salt. We love the game. We want the community to grow. We want speedrunning to be normalized, not shunned. Okay, everyone to embrace it. Everyone to learn the mechanics, and yeah, to hopefully bring about more speedrunners into the game. Because, like Deva said, we're lacking competition, right? Or maybe we do have competition, but the algorithm is just being a bitch to them that we're not seeing it.
No.
Maybe.
No, I'm searching every corner of the internet.
So there's none.
There's no.
So
sadly.
there you have it. There's none. So yeah, don't be shy. Just go do it. That's the second episode of this Pewpew podcast. The
Pew,
Pewpew
pew,
podcast. Can you say it? Can you say it, Retro? No. You say it.
Pew.
We should come up with like an intro. Like if ever we're always going to be the hosts. Like how do you do the intro for the Pewpew podcast? Like we say it all
Well,
together.
we'd have to think about it, but yeah, and we're gonna have segments. Like you need to think of segments that you need to have as segments for you. Like you had a few really good ideas, man. You have good ideas. Implement them. Do them.
True.
It'll kick ass. Right?
So as to close off the podcast, you guys better say something in Tagalog.
I only know one word. It's
Utang-
Tanganamo.
Taganamo. There you go.
Then go
Exactly.
say it first, Deva. You say it first again.
Tanganamo.
Then you say it, Retrou.
Taganamo, please.
So there you have it,
So
guys.
true.
I hope you enjoyed the podcast, and pretty much some of the parts of the podcast are going to be exclusive to Patreon. So I'm going to cut it somewhere, or maybe not. Maybe the
Ooh.
second podcast I'll put it on there. Then the next podcast I'll think about it. What parts would be placed into Patreon? So there. I guess that's okay. You think that's okay? For my co-hosts, are those okay? Is that idea okay?
I think it's okay, to be honest.
It's up to you,
Because,
man.
but for now,
Right.
I think
For
it's the
now,
second podcast.
yeah, the
and you
second
fucked up
podcast
the
is still
first
there.
one, and you fucked up the first one, so you own them an actual 2-hour podcast, right?
Okay.
Like that's how I see it.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to take that into
But still
consideration.
pay
They're
him
my
$5.
business partners. They're my business partners. So yeah, you got to do this. They're my business partners, but they're not getting some of the moolah. Only just me.
It's good, man.
But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Deva. Thank you, Retrou. And we'll see you next time.
You're welcome, man.
Bye-bye. How do you say bye-bye, Deva? How do you say bye-bye? Is that your bye-bye?
I'm waving goodbye too, but you can't see me. Bye bye.
Say-
Yeah, sadly.